From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. A new lockdown scheme in the country's economic hub. The government is hoping this alert level system will allow businesses to reopen while isolating critical areas.
May trabaho po, marami hong bukas na negosyo.
A new blueprint in exiting one of the longest lockdowns in the world. How will this help our kababayans recover from the impact of this health crisis? These industries employing millions of Filipinos are making major changes to make customers keep coming back amid restrictions. How to move forward for the fitness and food services business. And this company is finding ways to make Filipinos look and feel good. The vision for affordable self-care in our C-Suite vision. Much of the country is still at high risk for COVID-19, including Metro Manila. The capital region is under alert level number 4 to jumpstart economic activity across cities. Let's now have an exchange with San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora. Mayor, maraming salamat for joining us in the program. How is the city government monitoring indoor dining and yung indoor salons sa mga customers who should be fully vaccinated?
Of course, we have our San Juan Police, we have our Public Order and Safety Office, we have our Business Permits and Licensing Office, and even our City Health Office going around. We are doing random checking. Today, I will again go around these establishments to do some surprise checking, and I have already issued an executive order which states that any business that we catch operating without following the guidelines, meaning if they are allowing their employees to work, even if they are not fully vaccinated, we can immediately revoke their business permits and close the establishments down. So let this be a warning to all establishments allowed to open now under GCQ Alert Level 4. Please follow all the guidelines and let's help each other. Remember, this is just a pilot. After the end of the month, this will be reviewed again. And if it proves to be working for everyone, we can always continue it in the next months and even be done outside of Metro Manila. Yeah,
but Mayor, you know, it's also very difficult for restaurants and for salons and barber shops indoors, only 10% capacity. And for gyms and fitness centers where people want to exercise, they're still closed. Is the LGU giving small businesses that are still not allowed to operate assistance?
You know, Rico, let's first talk about what you mentioned. Yes, 10% indoors for the fully vaccinated, but also you have 30% outdoors for those who are not yet vaccinated. And this is already a good window because remember, we are still technically similar to MECQ at this point. Right now, San Juan has 1,123 cases. Considering this number, businesses such as these restaurants and salons should not have been allowed to open. But also given the almost 1.5 years that businesses have been shut down, this is already a big consideration for these sectors. So I really hope that they will be able to comply with all the guidelines so that there will be no reason for the national government to stop the implementation of the GCQ Alert Level 4. Now, with regard to helping out these businesses, one, all of their employees who are residents of San Juan, they are also part of the ECQ Ayuda that we distributed through the national government, falling under the low-income families. Now, if ever there are some that were not part of the list, they can always come to the City Hall and seek for financial support, and we can help them in any way we can. We have also distributed our 17th wave of food packs to the entire city. That's 45,000 households. So talking about employees living in San Juan working in these sectors, they have more or less been assisted already through the ECQ Cash Ayuda and through the food packs distribution.
And Mayor, I mean, we've seen, with these lockdowns and with the closure of many businesses, in various LGUs, tax collections have also fallen. Has this affected the operations of San Juan City and your projects and programs?
To give you a better perspective, our budget last year was 2.5 billion pesos. For 2021, we had to cut it down to 2.2 billion pesos. And that's a 300 million peso decrease because we know that we will be collecting less taxes this year because for almost 8 months last year, most businesses were closed. So we had to really cut on a lot of projects and we had to prioritize which among the social civic projects and budgeting should be given priority. 300 million pesos is a lot of funding and it's something we really just have to face. And we also push ourselves to collect as much as we can, but then again, we do not really push too hard on the businesses, even on our residents. Those who have not been able to pay their real property tax, we have given them several extensions already. And we understand the situation. And just like what I've been telling the business sector and the mall managers, do not push too hard your locators because at this point they are really having a hard time. So that's what we are doing also. We are trying our best to give as much leeway as we can, but also we cannot do this forever because we do not want our operations as a city to suffer.
Thank you so much for this local government exchange, San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora. And now here are the week's top business stories. Money sent home by overseas Filipinos reached 140 billion pesos in July, the highest this year. The Treasury Bureau has initially raised more than $860 million or around 43 billion pesos from the first auction of retail dollar bonds. And infrastructure spending was up by over 42% in January to July as more projects began rolling out. Economic managers have been ramping up infrastructure spending, hoping this would support recovery from the health crisis. Coming up on the exchange, where your business is our business. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas says economic fundamentals are strong enough to withstand COVID-19 shocks. And the government has eased pandemic restrictions again this week. What does this mean for business operations? We'll have an exchange with two shop owners next. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Ben Jokno says economic fundamentals are strong enough to withstand risks caused by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Jokno says manageable inflation, a stable banking sector, and robust external payments position are among the factors that will support recovery and growth. He adds the Monetary Board will keep policy settings and other regulatory relief measures supportive of the overall economy. On Thursday, the government lifted strict quarantine rules in Metro Manila, and instead of region-wide restrictions, the National Task Force shifted to pocket lockdowns with a corresponding alert level system to contain outbreaks. Businesses welcomed the move as this would allow them to recover losses from on and off operations. But analysts, including ING Bank, remain cautiously optimistic. For this year, the bank expects a modest economic rebound of 3.7%, which is below government target.
And the main reason why we're expecting weaker growth, even in the third and fourth quarter, is what we have this projected partial lockdown for the most part of the first half of the third quarter. It's very difficult to expect household spending to kick up, to pick up in a substantial way, given the conditions in the job market.
So the government says the only way to rebound and recover is to live safely amid the virus. Metro Manila is testing a new strategy that opens more businesses to customers. Let's now have an exchange with Raymond Magdaluyo of the Wolfgang and Redcap Groups and Maylene Mendoza Dairit of the Philippine Fitness Alliance. Thank you so much for joining us. Raymond, let's start with you. Under GCQ Alert Level 4, 30% al fresco dining and 10% indoor for the vaccinated. How are you adjusting your operations?
Hello, Rico. Hello, Mylene. We're happy, no? After 45 days of no dine-in, we were able to open 10% indoor and 30% al fresco. So it's nothing new to us, no? We've been on a closed open scenario last year. So, but basically 10% indoor is top, no? So it's like, imagine if you have 50 seaters, just basically 5 seats, no? But if you've been closed for 45 days, it's really like reopening, no? It's like opening again, no? It's just like opening a new store. A lot of cleaning. There's a lot of cleaning. You have to replace some of the acrylics, a lot of the signs. Of course, right now the most crucial part is putting up signs, no? Because as you mentioned a while ago, 10% indoor dining is just for the fully vaccinated customers and employees.
So the overhead costs also are rising. But Mylene, the gyms and fitness centers have been devastated. And despite this current alert level 4, you still remain closed. How are you coping?
That's correct. In fact, first of all, hi to you, Rico, and hi, Raymond. When we talk to our headquarters in the US for Gold's Gym, we are definitely the worst because we have been closed the longest. We have this Philippine Fitness Alliance, and we just set that up last March to combine efforts between the biggest chains of gyms here in the country. And we are really very sad because we were hoping that the bakuna bubble can be implemented, no? So that with the bakuna bubble, only the vaccinated staff and members can attend. We are already going on the 20th month of the quarantine next month, and out of which we were only open 5 full months, no? So we are really dying here.
You're dying, but how are you trying to survive and pivot during these difficult times, Mylene?
For the staff we really allow them to go directly to our clients and do online coaching. But of course, that is not really, I would say, as vibrant as doing a face-to-face, no? So, in fact, there is such a thing as what they call a virtual fatigue. So some of the people don't really like doing the online coaching or the online exercise that much. So in our case, we really just use this opportunity to further the training and always look into things that we can improve. Everybody in our alliance, we are of course trying to cope with online services, no? But I wouldn't say that is really enough. Just like any other industry, we hope that we could start being adaptive and start opening up even at 5%, 10%, and continue to operate because what if COVID will not go away?
That's
you know,
true.
so we will
That's
really
right.
just have.
That's right, Mylene. No, but the online platform has helped in one way or another the fitness industry. Raymond, of course, in your business, there's also takeout, there's Grab, there's Angkas. There are all these ride-hailing services to help you. But under this alert level, can you still make money? Can you still recoup some of the investment?
Really, it's for ano lang talaga, no? So I call it remedial cash flow, no? It's just to help aid with the salaries, with the immediate payables, no? 10% is 10%. It's very small, but we take it, no? Right now, we still have to rely a lot on deliveries. My estimate is the reopening of dining will probably give us additional 30-40% maximum of revenue compared to last year, no? Of course, if you just have 30-40% and a little bit of delivery, it's not going to be enough to survive in the long term, no? But it's a starting point. I think what's good is we want this alert level system to work really, no? Because I think it's a good program. It's more predictable. It's just like our typhoon signals. I guess in the long term, if we are going to have to live with the virus, you have to come up with a system where a system that's more predictable. No,
Yeah, but
it's just like the bomb, our version of bomb shelters and mga Viet Cong panels. No?
but if you were
Have
to
to live with the virus.
recommend to the government, Raymond, how to refine this system? What is the best way for them to handle these restrictions, especially for restaurants?
May Rico, as I mentioned to you, my grandmother just died, and sabi nga ng grandmother ko parati is, you always have to pray hard, eat well, and study hard, no? But ang restricted industries, the restricted sectors are basically the eating, tsaka yung religious activities, tsaka school, no? If we are going to live forward, if we're going to live with this virus, the most important parts of our activities as a society, sa communities, dapat hindi masyadong nire-restrict. Personally, if restrictions are going to be made, it shouldn't be sector specific, but basically capacity, capacity based. Feeling kasi namin a lot of these indoor activities, if we just maintain a certain level of capacity, a lot of the risks are going to be mitigated, no? Especially with a lot of mga what I call biosafety measures.
Right.
Marami nang pwedeng gawin. There's a lot of things we can do to mitigate indoor risks.
And Maylene, do you agree with Raymond about capacity restrictions for the fitness sector for it to survive and stay afloat?
Yes, that's correct. In fact, in a few hours, we have a meeting with DTI Secretary Mon Lopez, no? And he was telling me that it was really an uphill battle to have gyms open because when you exercise, you inhale and exhale deeply, no? So I was telling him that what we really just have to do is if government wants a 1 meter distance for physical distancing, when you are in the gym, it has to be 2 meters or 3 meters. That's exactly what they do in Singapore and in the US, no? So for every person working out, it has to be a 10 square meter up to 15 square meter allocation. So which means that if you have a 400 square meter exercise area, it's like 40 people, no, at a 10 square meter allocation. So basically that is really what Raymond said, no? So it's really a matter of distancing. And when you are exercising, you definitely need more distance. And we are amenable that only vaccinated will be allowed and that they will wear their mask at all times because studies show that it is not really bad for you to wear a mask. It's just that when you wear a mask while exercising, it gets wet. So you better bring another extra mask to wear.
Definitely, we have to learn from the best practices of other countries that have opened their economies. Thank you so much for this fitness and food exchange. Raymond Magdaluyo of the Wolfgang and Red Crab Groups and Maylene Mendoza Dairit of the Philippine Fitness Alliance. Well, the Senate has approved on final reading the bill amending the Foreign Investments Act of 1991, one of 3 investment incentive measures that President Duterte has certified as urgent. Senators are also rushing deliberations on proposals to update the 80-year-old Public Service Act and the Retail Trade Liberalization Act. The House of Representatives has already approved the 3 economic bills. Economic managers have repeatedly asked lawmakers to pass these bills to attract more foreign investors into the country as the economy recovers from the health crisis. And still ahead on The Exchange, where your business is our business. How do enterprises that thrive on touching people survive the pandemic? We'll be finding out from Les Reyes, CEO of Reyes Hair Cutters. And here's one for Funko fans. What is your most prized Funko? CEO Brian Mariotti shares with us his favorite pop right after the break. Keep it right here on CNN Philippines. Music and News. News you can trust. Welcome back right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The 18-month-long health crisis continues to hurt businesses, including those in the franchising sector. In my interview on The Final Word, PFA President Cheryl Quintana said there are opportunities in franchising that aspiring entrepreneurs may consider.
We've seen a lot of opportunities in the new normal in food in terms of the fresh produce. Those who were able to immediately respond through deliveries, takeouts, and one thing is really prevalent is the curbside pickups, and also the cloud kitchens, ready-to-eat meals, and of course, healthy food options. There are a lot of opportunities also in retail in terms of the health products, beauty products, those small indulgences that are that the market is craving for. And of course, we've seen a lot of sales on the ground of products that cater to the home-based market. You're working from home, so you want to refurbish some, convenience, comfort at home. And of course, there are a lot of opportunities in the service sector.
The pandemic has been hitting salons, barbershops, and spas bad and hard. How can they recover? Let's now have an exchange with Les Reyes, owner and CEO of Reyes Hair Cutters, which operates over 80 branches nationwide. Maraming salamat for joining us, Les. And out of these 80 branches, kalahati nito are in Metro Manila. Tapos 30% capacity outdoors, 10% indoor capacity, but only for the fully vaccinated. Pwede pa bang kumita ang negosyo nyo?
Rico, may konting kita, but ang kita ngayon ng salon and barbershop for this 10% is really just for the employees now. Para at the end of the day, they can have some money to buy some necessities. Yun lang. Pero yung kita, wala, Rico. It's negative.
Kasi sa negosyo ito, Les, no? For barbers, hairstylists, at mga manikurista, when there's no work, there's no pay.
Oo, Rico, pag wala talagang no work, no pay, so it's really hard in these trying times in our industry.
Yung mga franchisees ng Reyes Hair Cutters, paano naman nila marirecoup ang kanilang mga investments sa ganitong sitwasyon, Les?
At this, Rico, the recruitment will be on hold in this time. But I told them na pag talagang hindi kumikita, it's bleeding, I advise them to look for a smaller place or close down the salon for this time. And pag bumalik na yung good economy, they can open up again. And then I'll just give them another 5 years contract, no franchise fee, recover sila.
At sa mga pabago-bago mga restriction levels, meron pa ba sa ating mga kababayans na gusto mag-franchise sa salon and barbershop business, Les?
You'll be surprised. Marami pa rin tumatawag na gusto mag-franchise at this time kasi this time is a good time to go on franchising kasi in franchising, nakaset ng ang system, ang marketing, nakaset na at the right time na mag-start ka ng business on your own. This time is the best time to go on franchising because meron kang lifeline, meron kang background, meron kang tutulong sa'yo 100%.
For you personally, Les, as a franchisor of Reyes Hair Cutters, where do you see the positive side of this business? Where do you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I could see the positive on this one. Talaga, pag everybody again is vaccinated, everybody can go out. Even our seniors and our children can go back to the salons and makalabas ulit. And nakakalungkot talaga na yung iba ayaw pa rin magpa-vaccine because of some negative things. But I really advise people have to go on vaccine because this is the only thing that we can go back to our recovery and to be happy again and para the Christmas will be tuloy-tuloy tayo sa magandang buhay.
That's true, Les, no? At of course, yung gym and fitness, yung mga restaurants, mga salon and barbershops, mga spas, talagang gipit na gipit ngayon, no? Sa mga araw na ito. If you would like to make a suggestion to the government regarding these restrictions on how they could refine these alert levels, ano yung suggestion mo, Les?
Talagang tinamaan talaga ang salon, ang restaurant and gym. yung one of my suggestion, kagaya ng suggestion niya, PA Joey, yung suggestion ko naman, para wala silang masabing discrimination, pwede tayo mag-open 8 a.m. in the morning till 12 o'clock for the unvaccinated. And then 12 to 1, let's go clean and general cleaning and do the disinfection. And from 1 o'clock till closing, in this case, siguro, before curfew times, for all the vaccinated, siguro, that's the only way that we can recoup. And sana madagdagan yung 10% to up to 50 to 80%. Kung lahat naman ay vaccinated na mga tauhan natin na nag-work sa salon, hairdresser and beautician, and then again, all the clients will be vaccinated too, then everybody will be safe. And then that's the way back na babalik na tayo sa ating economy.
Thank you so
Good
much
economy.
for your recommendations, Les, and for this personal healthcare exchange. Les Reyes of Reyes Haircutters. And before we go, here's something for pop culture fans. Funko CEO Brian Mariotti said collectors have more to look forward to, including more Philippine exclusives and a possible collaboration with Filipino artists. But what is a Funko maker's most prized Funko?
For me, it's my childhood hero, which is a blue dog, Huckleberry Hound from the Hanna-Barbera characters. I'm in my early 50s, and I grew up with the Flintstones, the Jetsons, Scooby-Doo, and Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound, and that's always been my favorite character. And so when we made that in pop form, it was a dream come true. I absolutely love Huckleberry Hound.
There you heard it from Funko CEO Brian Mariotti. The Philippines is the 6th largest Funko market in the world and home to one of its biggest fan bases. And this is the exchange who makes sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle, because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use. News you can trust.